John, obviously the team claimed Bellows off waivers yesterday. Do you know anything about him coming in, and have you had
Nope.
a chance to talk to him yet?
Yes. No and yes. I don't know much about him at all. I just haven't seen him play. And I talked to him last night.
How do you plan to incorporate him, John, or do you not?
He'll play tomorrow.
Play tomorrow.
Yep.
So does that mean you'll be going back to 12 forwards and
Probably.
Lisinski not back for tomorrow?
Laz is not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know which defenseman will come out if you go back to 12 and 6?
No, I don't.
Okay. What are the reports you've heard on Kiefer Bellows from Chuck and the staff?
Well, Chuck and I just had a brief conversation before we claimed, and I don't know him. I know he was a high pick, which doesn't mean much to me at all. And but Chuck, through his people, our people that have seen him play through it all and through his draft year and all that, spoke very highly of him. So that's what I'm going on. I'm going to see him play, and we'll go from there. But yeah, this was basically a quick conversation with Chuck, and they felt it was a good thing to do. Weren't sure if we were going to get him. We did, and he'll play tomorrow.
Following up on what you said yesterday about Ivan Provorov, you said last season, watching him on film, you thought that he was kind of a shell of himself last season. Going into this season, what was kind of like the rehabilitation plan to get him and his confidence and where you expect his game to be back up?
Yeah, we didn't do anything. We didn't have a special coaching plan for him. We wanted to see him play. I wanted. I know he likes being on the power play, as everybody does. But I had a conversation with him. I said that wasn't happening until we figure out where you are 5-on-5, because that's the most important part of his game for us right now, is the 5-on-5 play. And I think he answered right away. As far as how he's handled himself, he had a really good camp. I just love the way he competes, and he deserves to be playing both. Well, really all three, both special teams and 5-on-5. And I think his 5-on-5 play has been good.
Going back to Provorov for a second, you said last night when you watched him last year, you felt like he was a shell of what he was when he first came into the league. That's something I think on his side, he's at least to the media, maybe bristled a little bit at criticism of his game. Was he open to that criticism from you?
I don't know. I didn't really stick around for any answers or something like that. And it wasn't really a long conversation. It was just, we want your 5-on-5 play to get back to where it was, and that was our main concentration. And he was one of the first ones I met when I was first given the chance to coach this team. I met him in the summer, and we had a long conversation. We spoke for about an hour and 20 minutes, and I enjoyed the conversation. I could tell. I've watched him from afar, and I know how hard he competes, and I've always respected that. I just wanted his game simplified. I think it might have hurt him a little bit when Niski retired, and that's a funky position when you have a partner and you kind of work off of one another. I think we begin to see it with him and Tony. It kind of can throw you off a little bit, and I just wanted him to know. I just wanted him concentrating on his 5-on-5 play. I wasn't criticizing him. I'm just giving him my thoughts.
John, it's hard not to be happy with the results that you're getting in terms of the record, and
Mm-hmm.
we're only 2 weeks in, but the position in the standings. Are you happy with the process, with the actual games themselves, as the record might indicate?
I'm happy with, for the most part, the high percentage of how hard we've played in the games. We have quite a bit of work to do and understand how to check, how to defend, all parts of that game, understanding momentums of games, the clock, the score, playing back-to-backs, as I belabored the other day. All those little things, it's going to take some time. I think we're a little stuck. I want to see us go this way. I just think we've kind of hung in there and at times have dipped, quite honestly, as far as play away from the puck. But as far as the effort, as far as the resiliency, which I think is very important early in the year to bring you together, it's been really good. I talked about probably the only two stats were probably good last night were our block shots and banging and our checks. Other parts of the game, it was very sporadic as the game went on. Battles in the first period, we weren't there. I thought we answered and played much better that way. But there's so much to work on. So in a long-winded answer, the system away from the puck, no, I'm not satisfied at all. The effort, the resiliency, yes. And this one comes quicker than this. This is going to take time. I'm glad at least we're beginning to see something there, because I think that brings you into a little bit of a belief within your group.
Kind of as a follow-up to that, you mentioned last night that, kind of where you guys are at right now, you don't expect this to be a good analytic team.
No.
You don't expect that to be the case yet. How far do you think you guys are from becoming a good analytics? Because I'm assuming that is the end goal, is to outchance other teams.
Yeah. Don't ever say the analytics is the end goal for me, because it's not. Because I think well, that's another subject for another day. I have certain analytics that I think are good. I think most of them are trash, and because I believe in the eye test and the stomach. But where I'm not sure exactly what the question was now. How
far are you how far do you think you guys are away from being a team that can outchance other teams?
We're away. We're away. Yeah, we're a distance away, and we knew it was going to take some time. I'll answer it this way: the most important part of our job right now, as we just met with the team and showed some tape, it's a game of results. I guess you have to get results. I guess that's what goes in the paper the next day: the points or no points. But we're into it where we're going to coach the team and present ourselves to the team how they are playing. And that's how we're going to go. And we're a ways away from having that tape work, having a high percentage of really good stuff. We're not there. It's the other way around. Having said that, answering that question, it's really good that they've still held together and found a way to play in important spurts. Our power play has been, knock on wood, very important just to keep us in a game, to get a goal, to allow us to stay in it. Carter's played very well to give us an opportunity. That's his job. I can't give you a timeline on where it kind of flips. I don't know. I don't know if it does. I don't know. We're just going to coach the team and keep our thumb on the team and how we're playing, and then hope the results take care of themselves.
John, you talk about eye tests, and I'm sure a lot of people saw Carter face a ton of shots, and he had to do a lot of work. Does that concern you, the number of shots he's seeing, and how much he has to do in net?
Yes. Yeah. It's just, and a lot of it is a lot of it. The good news is I think a lot of it is it's kind of in our control to correct. It's positioning. And some of it last night was just overextending ourselves in body position and spinning off and allowing them into the good ice. We spend so much time initially in the right position in a checking position to keep them to the outside, but try to do too much, end up on the wrong side, and then they have the middle of the ice. And they're a good goddamn team. They've got some skill. They've got a really good club. And we just can't give those teams, you can't give any team. This team coming in tomorrow night, I mean, they're loaded. We can't give them the middle of the ice. And so that was today's tape was, here we are, we're in great position, but we get so anxious, we end up putting ourselves out of position. So it can be corrected. No matter if they're young players or not, it can be corrected. So that's the good news.
You talk about, showing the tape, talking to the players. Is that kind of how you make sure they don't kind of maybe fall into that trap of, well, we are getting the results, we are winning, but
No
also
question.
understanding theirs?
These guys, no question, because if you let them go down that road, and we're 5-2, right? 5-2, yeah, and thinking things are going really good here. Parts of it is really good, as I've explained. Other stuff we need to correct, and that's why we have to be the ones, and that's our job, is to make sure they understand how we're playing and what the expectation of certain parts of our game needs to improve at. That was today. Some good stuff today, too, but also a lot of stuff as far as just positioning alone. And that's just a speck of what we have to work on.
John, you also had mentioned previously, like, that some of these guys, you'd rather than be in Lehigh, you know, playing more minutes in better situations. How much of that is part of the reason why Kiefer was claimed, just to kind of create more competition, more options in that part of the lineup?
Yeah. And listen, we're not the only team that is developing players in the NHL level. That's just the way it is now in the National Hockey League. 90% of the teams have guys up in their teams that usually back in the day were back in the minors. So it's changed. So we're I think our guys that have watched him and know him felt maybe a change of scenery might help him, because he was pretty highly touted when he came out. And that was the message relayed to Chuck when he came up on the waiver. And they had discussions. I was not in the discussions because I just don't know. And I think that's a big reason to see if you're always looking to try to improve your team. And if you improve your team and maybe he bumps one of the young guys and that guy can go down and play 20, 22 minutes, that's a good thing for the organization. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But that's kind of the thinking.
What are your impressions of Wade Allison, recent performances? Has he been playing up to your expectations?
Yeah, I think Allie, and I'm still trying to learn him. He's blocked some shots. He's done some good things. The thing I want Allie to work at is just make sure he plays within himself. I think he needs to be a straight-ahead player. I think he's made some plays where it's a little too rich for him and turns into turnovers or turns into a possession change. I just want him to play straight ahead. Now, with Allie's ice time last night, that wasn't really an indication of his play, because he showed up on the tape today, blocking a couple shots, doing a couple good things. I needed to play the top six forwards more last night, because I think it was just too much for us to try to lengthen the bench and go take Kevin off of that line that I think's been playing pretty well, to play on a fourth line wing in between two wingers on the fourth line, then not have him ready for that line. I couldn't afford to break up those two lines, because I thought the game was getting away from us pretty early. So that's why I changed that, and that's where Allie, and quite honestly, I think Frosty hasn't done enough to earn his ice time. And so that's where it is. So I don't want it to be a bad look on Allie, but he has some, as all of us, all the players do, they have some things to work on.